Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to 24 Chambers of Film. I'm Steven, and today I got a movie review of the film Didi, written and directed by Wang.
But sometime it's a little hard.
This is his first narrative feature film that he's directed, and he knocked it out the park, in my opinion. This film follows a boy named Didi. His real name is Chris. His family calls him Didi, and it's a coming of age story of him during the summer of 2008 before he enters ninth grade. And this film is just very captivating, very exciting, very awkward and uncomfortable at times, and I absolutely loved it. I thought it was great. What a great job they captured this moment of time in 2008, the summer of 2008. I thought it was just a great authentic portrayal of that time, and the characters were all phenomenal, I thought, for the most part. And yeah, I thought it was a great film that I highly recommend. So we're going to get right into it. Also, if you haven't seen the film, there's going to be spoilers ahead, so go watch the movie and then come back and check out this review. So let's get into it. So the acting in this film was great. All the acting was great. The lead performer, Izaac Wang, who plays Didi, he was phenomenal. He had a lot of weight to carry in this film, and he knocked it out the park. You could see it in his face when he's not saying any lines. You could see the insecurities, the awkwardness, when he's uncomfortable. He just really has a face that you can stare at for a while, and you can really get a lot of what he's thinking through his emoting.
Are you nervous?
Yes,
What?
I am nervous. I'm sorry.
He did a phenomenal job. Never seen him before, and I think he's got a big future in acting, in my opinion. So hopefully, he keeps wanting to do acting because I think he can do great things. Another standout was his mom, which is Joan Chen. She was a phenomenal. I'm not really sure if I've seen her in any other films, but I know she. I looked at her credits. She was in this film called Lust Caution by Ang Lee, which I have not seen, which is a film I do want to see because I'm a big Ang Lee fan. I like most of his films, and she did a phenomenal job. You really felt for her character. She's a failed artist who's now a housewife and mom. The husband's not around. He's in Taiwanese, making money for the family and doing work. But she's the head of the household, and she has, a lot to deal with. She has Didi, and then she has her oldest daughter who's about to leave to college named Vivian. And she also has her husband's mom living with them. Nene is her name. And Nene is a great character, and she's the actress. What's her name? I'm going to pronounce it wrong, so I got to look it up. Her name is Zhang Li Hua. She did a great job. Great performance by her. But Joan Chen was phenomenal. Her relationship with Didi is very powerful, and her and Izaac Wang have a great chemistry. And like I said, you really feel for her, and she just did a beautiful portrayal of this character. And yeah, she's a phenomenal actor. I wouldn't be surprised if this film gets any recognition for any awards later on in the awards circuit. She's someone that I feel like could definitely get nominations because she really, every time she was on screen, she was captivating. You couldn't take your eyes off her. But a lot of the acting in this film was great. Shirley Shen, who plays Vivian, the oldest daughter, she was great. Her chemistry with Izaac Wang was phenomenal. You really felt like they were siblings. And there was a lot of great moments between them that led to a lot of comedic moments that I really enjoyed. But yeah, all the acting in this film was amazing. I had no issues at all with any of the actors. Everybody carried their own weight. And yeah, it was top tier acting, in my opinion. Let's get into the filmmaking. So the filmmaking, Wang, he directed this film beautifully. The compositions, the camera movements, the visual look to the film is just very captivating. Him and his cinematographer really did a great job at bringing you into this 2008 summer, and it felt authentic. It didn't feel like, oh, this is 2008. It felt like a authentic period piece film that didn't feel like it was trying too hard. Sometimes period films feel like they're trying too hard. This film felt kind of natural and authentic, and just didn't feel like it was trying to do too much with the time period. And I love that. It did a great job of doing all that stuff, and also just giving a very stimulating visual experience. The music also was great in this film. The soundtrack choices, they have some NERD in there, which was great. The production design of the world that they're showing us is great. They really made it feel like 2008. and it was great. I loved it because that I remember the 2000s very well. I graduated in 2007 from high school, so it definitely brought back a lot of memories of that time. They have like the MySpace, top eight, all that shit. All that stuff was hilarious to revisit again. But yeah, the film just was very nostalgic for me. Even though Didi's a little bit younger, I still was able to relate to a lot of things that were going on in the film because I experienced it, obviously. But yeah, it was great. I really dug all the like the sound design, everything, all the things, everything in the technical aspect of this film was top tier, and they did a great job. And I have no issues, honestly. This film was very satisfying. I had a very satisfying experience. It was just basically me and two other people in the theater, so I was able to not be distracted. I was able to hone in on everything, and they did an amazing job with the production of this film. I have no gripes with it. It really just it was gorgeous to look at. It was gorgeous to hear, everything. It was just a treat for the senses. And yeah, great job by everybody. So let's get into some of my favorite moments or scenes of this film. There's a lot. I really enjoyed the film. I like the opening of the film a lot. I think some of my favorite scenes are just even though they're probably very uncomfortable and awkward scenes, just the scenes where Didi's trying to fit in with, or talk to a girl, or hang out with, or make new friends, stuff like that. There's one scene in particular where he's telling a story about a squirrel. I thought it was absolutely hilarious. It's such a brutal, cringeworthy scene that was just a treat to watch. I love scenes like that just make people feel uncomfortable, and that scene is a 10 out of 10 of making someone feel uncomfortable, because I've been in situations, or I've seen those situations where people just say something or tell a story that's just like, why are you telling this story right now? It's not gonna land. But yeah, it was hilarious to watch, and also like devastating to watch. But yeah, he's telling a story about a squirrel, and his friend doesn't want him to tell the story, and they're talking to two girls. They're like on a double date, essentially, and it just goes terribly wrong after he tells this story. But just the reactions, the way the acting's done is it's great. It's perfect. Another great scene that I really like is in the beginning of the film. You see like you see his home life, his interaction. They're at the dinner table. I love dinner table scenes, and this has a all-time great, or I wouldn't say all-time great, but it has a great one. A very powerful dinner scene with him, his grandma, his mom, and his sister. And his sister Vivian and him are going back and forth, and they just have some great comebacks, some very brutal, harsh comebacks to each other. And it really shows their chemistry, and it really shows how you get to know them in this interaction very well. You see how their relationship is, and it just works beautifully. Both of the actors give it their all, and they all deliver great performances. And the dialogue is great. It's brutal, but it's great, but it feels very authentic.
You're like a lizard with your scaly ass eczema skin.
Pizza face!
Ah, lizard bitch!
You just called me a bitch!
Bitch.
什么叫 bitch？说脏话。
Which is what I really liked, because I've definitely been in those verbal exchanges with my sibling, with my brother, and it can get pretty raunchy and pretty fucked up. And they did a great job. And also another great scene. There's a lot of great scenes in this film, but another great scene I would say is pretty much all the scenes with Joan Chen and Izaac Wang, who plays Didi. Their scenes are all great. There's a great scene where they're eating McDonald's. That's a really like nice, touching, funny, heartwarming scene, I think, that I really liked. There's also a scene where near the end of the film where Didi asks his mom if she's embarrassed by him, and the whole interaction, the whole conversation, and the performance by Joan Chen is just beautiful to watch. It was very captivating and poignant, and yeah, that scene was great. And there's also this one scene with his grandma where he's recording her, and she's saying she's ugly, and he's saying, "No, you're not ugly." That was just a very nice, beautiful, touching scene. It's not too long, but it was a great scene that I really enjoyed, and it just made me happy, I guess. The movie just has some moments that really uplift you, and also some moments that really break you down. It does a great balancing act that I really enjoyed throughout. But yeah, I would have to say those are probably like my top favorite scenes of the film. There's plenty more, but I would say those are probably my top favorite scenes of the film. But yeah, there's a lot of great moments that I can go through, but I don't want to spoil the whole movie. But yeah, those are the best moments. So my rating of this film, out of 10 is a 9.0 out of 10. I really, really like this film. I mean, this film really surprised me. I heard great things. I know I played at Sundance Film Festival this year, and it won the audience award. So, I usually feel like that's a good sign, especially it's an audience award, not like a jury award. The audience award usually I find has more credibility than a jury award. But yeah, this film definitely delivered. And I understand why it won the audience award. It's kind of like a crowd pleaser, not necessarily, not overtly a crowd pleaser, but it's a film that captivates you, and you just want to see this kid's journey. I could have done another hour of this movie of seeing him, in high school and how that develops and all that stuff. But it has a great end. I wish the movie would have ended, even though the ending of the movie is great. I think it could have ended like, was it like 7 minutes sooner? There's a scene where he does something, and it would have been a cool ending if it just would have been that last shot. I'm always big on what's the last shot of the film, and I think there was a cooler last shot of the film instead of the one that actually we ended up getting. But it wasn't terrible. That's like a little minor gripe, but at the end of the day, I'm splitting hairs here. The movie was phenomenal. It was a great narrative directorial debut by Sean Wang. He's definitely a filmmaker that I'm going to pay attention to and see what's coming out next. He really has a great eye for visuals. And yeah, I mean, the film was a treat. I don't think it's getting enough attention. Obviously, it's an independent film, but I saw it in theaters, so I'm sure it's playing in your area. If it's down here where I'm at, I'm sure it's playing there. Especially if it's in a big city, it's definitely playing somewhere. I recommend you go watch it in theaters instead of waiting to go to streaming. It's a great theater experience. But either way, if you can't see it in theaters, go watch it in streaming. I highly recommend it. Like I said, I don't really have any issues with this film. I kind of feel like I'm just giving this film a blowjob, but I mean, it's a great movie. I don't have any real gripes with it besides that one I mentioned that I wish it would have ended on this shot instead of this other shot. The film was very well done. I mean, it's a great coming of age film. I can see is just getting more popularity and attention as the years go on. It's truly a great film, truly a powerful, poignant, and it's a cool time capsule film of 2008. And yeah, I adored it, and I think it's a great film. I can't wait to own it. So if you haven't seen Didi, go watch it. I give it a 9 out of 10. Yeah, great film. This is 24 Chambers of Film. I'm Steven. Please like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you guys thought of Didi. If you guys hated it and I'm totally talking out of my ass and you don't disagree, you don't agree with me loving this movie, let me know what you guys think. And yeah, there'll be more videos to come. Peace.